Heyo Peeperoonies, KP here with a brand new video. Finally getting into the last video of my character introductions for Artfight 2025. A little bit late. You can watch the rest of those videos if you haven't yet up in the iCard up above. I want to apologize for the late upload. I don't know what order I'm going to post this in the recap video in, so I'm going to add it into both of them. I had a bit of a fall and am quite sore, plus I've just been kind of exhausted. So it's kind of slow right now, but I really want to get this video out before it is too late. So let's get back into the video. In this video, I'll be covering the most popular characters from last year's Artfight, which are actually not even close to being the most popular this year, which is pretty cool. And I'm also going to add the late additions here because there isn't enough for a whole video and I don't plan on adding any more this year. Starting off with the most popular characters from last year, Cherries. This one is a little bit of a shocker to me just because she isn't placed too high or low on my character page, and she doesn't really have like a really good ref either, so it is a little odd that she ranks so high last year. She is a familiar, so she has her humanoid form, and she also has an anthro form. She is a Pizzly bear, and she is a singer idol just like Laradell. Trana. This one is one of my oldest OCs, and she's changed a lot over the years. Even for a while, she was my persona. Her current story is she is the descendant of Sarzana, a person seen as the most pure kind of person you can be, and they based a whole religion around her. Trana looks a lot like her, and many believe that they are the same person. In some regards, that might be true. Feeling pressure from her family, she almost goes through with plans with an arranged marriage to the very handsome Wes Langfin. But after overhearing some devious plans he had, that she just decided to fake her death and escape to a small town where she becomes a florist named Rhody, and you know, the story progresses from there. Next, we have Clover and Clementine. These two are technically two separate characters on my profile, but they could be considered one. And at one point they did share a character profile, but I split it up just because of how many attacks they received. Clover was born a very long time ago and is one of a very few select amount of familiars made with pure Oasin magic and not by a person. She was married to a wolf dog familiar named Ulf. Ulf became basically immortal and unaging, and Clover, well, she was murdered. But years later, Clementine was born, or well, created via a ritual. They were trying to resurrect her purist, Sarzana, and they were testing it out on the soul ticket of Clover. But because of the nature of soul tickets, it wasn't a complete resurrection, more of just a do-over. Clementine in all ways is Clover, except the way she was raised. They also have their own distinct memories that shape them into the person that they are. I'm also going to have an OC redesign video for these two. It's been a long time coming. That should be out after Artfight's over. I just want to put that out there. I'm going to go more in depth on their backstory then, if you're interested. Joyce, last but most definitely not least. Joyce was my most drawn character for the last 2 years, and she is an up-and-coming streamer, content creator. The only issue is that she can't quite figure out what she wants to do. She is also familiar, giving her two forms, her anthro form and her humanoid form. She is a Norwegian forest cat and pretty good at tech and cameras. She has two friends, Pudge and Pepper, and though I will say this year it would appear that Catmint is going to dethrone her spot as most drawn character, we only have about a week and a half left, so we'll see what happens. Newcomers, that's right, I added some characters. Kermit, so I added to my Sonas and mascots, this guy is named Kermit. They are my new Dino Sona, and he is a Dilophosaur. Oh my god. I added this little frilly bow to look like the frills that are commonly seen on Dilos in media because I think it's cute and I still wanted to add them. I wanted their color palette to be orange and Umika purple, which is a very specific range of pastel-y purples. If you know my OC Umika, then you probably know what I'm talking about. If you want to draw them, they are in my Sonas and Mascots character page. Prima, this is part of my current obsession with How to Train Your Dragon right now, yikes. And her name is a play on permafrost because as a kid, I don't know, I was just obsessed with that word and really wanted an OC to have that name, and it's bounced around a lot between a lot of my characters, but I think I'm finally going to stick it with this one in particular. Prima is a dragon hunter and has a dragon named Bonesy, and I made this dragon up specifically to work with Prima. They're kind of based off of a bone napper. That's kind of the inspo, and they're called the Fossil Wraith. Our last addition is Bonnie. I wanted to add her before Artfight started, but I just ran out of time. She's here now. Bonnie is a vampire and definitely one of my favorites. She is the definition of a girl boss, gatekeep, gaslighter, running an organized crime group after being pushed into that role, as she would claim. She has a complicated and messy relationship with a guy afflicted with plague, which I can make a video all about the afflictions that happen in Oasis at some point. His name is Oswald. And with that, we move on to my closer, and it's finally done. We're through all of my characters on Artfight. There are no honorable mentions this time around, but do feel free to check out the other character intro videos or any of the other Artfight 2025 related videos. They'll be up in the iCard. Your views and watch time really help me in reaching my goal of someday being able to make money off of the things that I love most, drawing my OCs and talking about my OCs. You can also help me out by subscribing if you aren't already, leaving a like and commenting for the algorithm. Today's comment is, if you're doing Artfight this year, what characters have gotten the most attacks so far? Also, maybe tell me why you think that. I always like to see what kinds of characters people tend to gravitate to, so that'll be fun to know. Also, turn on push notifications to be notified the next time that I upload, because I don't even know sometimes. Until then, bye-bye.